Hi, I'm Tim. I am the Tinkering Turtle. Today we're going to do the final review for the Himiway Zebra. I've got about 60 miles on it, and I want to talk about my thoughts about how it rides, some of the things I like about it. We went over features in the last video, so I'm not going to do that again. And this is going to be a fairly short video. So on the end of the video, I'm going to do a little introduction to the Amazon store that Himiway runs called the HimiZone. And that's a store on Amazon where you can go and purchase all the accessories that Himiway offers. So you can get them from Amazon versus having them shipped necessarily from China. So I will talk about that right after I'm done with my review. Let's get into it. So what do I think about the Himiway Zebra? Well, I like it. Number one, it's really well built. It's got a really structural frame on it, lots of nice welds. I really like that. I love that they've routed all the wiring so that it doesn't go through the middle of the rear axle, but it goes around and underneath. I like that. I like that the wires up here are routed down through the frame. I think that's pretty cool. I've put about 60 miles on it, or just under 60 miles on it, and I really enjoy riding it. The only thing, and this is a complaint about all bikes that I've gotten for the channel, is they all have this lower stem, so you have to reach over and kind of put a lot of weight on the handlebars with your hands. I like more of a cruiser style, so I like sitting up a bit more. So on every bike that I ride and keep, I definitely put a riser and probably an adjustable stem to bring the handlebars back up to me so I can sit a little bit more upright on the seat. I've done videos about that in the past. I will also be doing that to this bike because this will become one of my 2 daily riders. So I will be raising up the handlebars. I'll also be putting on a suspension seat post. The seat is comfortable. I don't know if I'm going to change that out or not, but definitely a seat post with a little bit of give, so when you hit bumps you kind of ride over it more like a Cadillac ride. I will probably be doing that. It'd be really cool if Himiway in the future would offer that as a standard option. My basic thoughts on the bike is that it's very nimble. I mean, when you turn, this thing turns really simple, and you can get in and out of things very easily, and that part of it is really cool. For an 80-pound bike that can carry a 400-pound payload, this thing is really nimble. I mean, it just in and out, turns are no problem. I love the fact that when you get on it, you don't have to put your leg over the bar. You just simply step through and you're on your bike. I also like when you stop, you can step off and you don't feel crowded. I think that's a really nice aspect for this bike. I know the other part that a lot of people have asked about or requested from Himi is something that doesn't have quite as much oomph off the line. And this, I have to say, this bike takes off with a nice, even, slow start, and then it builds up within a few seconds to full acceleration. So that power curve is very gradual, which in some ways is really nice. I think for new riders getting a Zebra for the first time, I think that's a really key point. The other part that I like is that if you go into the settings, which I will probably do a video on the settings, I'll also show you how to back that off so when you hit the thumb throttle, you go a little quicker. For those people that want a little bit more acceleration off the line, I'll probably try to do a video showing how to do that. I personally like a little bit more acceleration than this bike currently offers. So I'll probably turn off that slow start a little bit, or turn it down so it accelerates a little quicker, because when I'm at a stop sign and I want to go, I don't want that slow start, I want to go. And I've ridden enough bikes now, I'm comfortable with that acceleration. So that's something, a setting I'll probably be changing in here. But for the beginner, someone getting the bike for the first time, the fact that it doesn't take off on you, I think is a wonderful, wonderful option. Now, I've only done 60 miles on this, but I can tell you the battery is definitely something that I like about this bike. They say on the website that you can go up to 60 miles just doing throttle only, or if you pedal, it'll actually get you up to closer to 80. I can see that based on the battery usage I've seen with the rides I've done. I can see that there's a lot of potential distance on this bike. And for me, it's different than that. Most of my rides are under 45 miles. So I might go down to the next town, Saugatuck and back. That's going to be around 40 miles, give or take. And the thing I like about this bike versus bikes with the smaller battery is because I've got 80 potential miles of range, probably not someone at my size, I'm probably going to drop that down just because I'm a bigger guy. But this over a smaller battery, the ones with the smaller batteries, say for example my Cruiser who has a 17 amp hour battery, I slow down my speed on the longer rides to elongate the amount of battery I have. Now the Cruiser's not a great example because it'll go down to Saugatuck and back and have bars left, no problem. But what this bike allows me to do, instead of having my power assist say at level 2 and only going 14, 15 miles an hour, I can kick it up a little bit and go more like 16 miles an hour and get the same range. So I can use more power to get that 40 miles, which gives me a lot of flexibility in terms of where I go, when I go, and how quick I can do that trip, which I think is I love the bigger battery in this bike. I think that's one of the key features that I want to point out. The other one is this motor, which has more power than the original Cruiser, it has as much power as you're going to need. Even this being an 80-pound bike, going up and down hills is absolutely no problem. I mean, just like any bike, you just get a little running start, you can go up any hill. I haven't run into a hill that this thing even balks at. It just goes. So that's fantastic. So the power and the power that it has stored in the battery and the power you get for motion going forward is really good. I can't imagine anybody would have an issue with that at all. The other cool part about this bike is you've got this really heavy duty frame. I can't imagine what you couldn't put on that. This bike will take up to 400 pounds of load. So the frame, the bike rack here, I shouldn't say frame, but the bike rack here will take a bunch of that load. So you could load a bunch of stuff on the back if you wanted. With the amount of power that comes out of this motor, you could have a trailer that pulls you along, that you could pull along behind you as well. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. And even with all that weight, these hydraulic brakes are fantastic. I don't have hydraulic brakes on a lot of my bikes, but I'll tell you what, they stop this bike on a dime. If you want to stop, you can lock up the tires. It is awesome. So my overall, I love the bike. It's a fantastic bike. For the price point and the fact that it comes, the step through comes in one color, but if you want the Cruiser style, that comes in 3 different color combinations. It looks like online they're saying that you can get a couple of free accessories with it. A bike bag, which looks like a Rock Bros, which is really nice. And I think the front basket they're offering with the new purchase of the bike as well. I think you add all that together, for the money, it's a fantastic option for not only people that have had bikes in the past, but people that are getting bikes. It'll get you all the distance you're probably going to use and be able to haul around anything you want to haul. In addition to that, it's really easy to upgrade. Like I said, I'll show that in a future video where I lift up the handlebars, I put a nice suspension seat post on it, and you're going to see that this thing rides really well, I think even in a cruiser position. So that's my review of the Himiway Zebra. Really impressed. The build quality, in my opinion, is better than even the original Himiway Cruiser. I think it's fantastic. The front light brightens up everything. You got the bell, really loud bell, and a nice Shimano shifter. It just takes you where you want to go. Really easy to use. All the original Himiway screen and controls. So if you've had a Himiway before, it's basically the same. There's no issues there. Fantastic bike. number one. I'm really happy with the bike. The 60 miles went very smooth. Like I said, other than I was kind of sitting over a little bit, but that'll be upgraded here shortly, and we'll get that going, no problem. Let's go talk about the parts I got from Himiway Zone and what I'm going to do to the bike in the coming days. So I got a few things from the HimiZone on Amazon, the Himiway store for accessories. I have the link in the description below, and it's part of the title of this video. You can click on the link, it'll take you directly to the store. I'm also going to link the tires, the handlebar bag, and the adjustable stem that I got from them. I'm also hoping to get a new bike lock for this bike. But the cool part about the Himiway Zone is, and full disclosure, this is sponsored. They did send me these parts for free. But the cool part about it is, instead of ordering from Himiway's site and having everything come from China, the stuff came fairly quickly, and it came from Amazon, which is really cool. In fact, I think I got the adjustable stem that will be going on the Zebra within a day or two tops. So that was kind of nice. And the cool part is since it's for Himiway, you know the stuff's going to fit, and they'll tell you compatibility right on the website. It's always a good idea to double check sizes to make sure, but that's kind of the cool part. So I got an adjustable stem, I got a handlebar bag that'll go on the front, and I can put some of the stuff that I need on a ride in there. Tools or whatnot will go in there, and it'll go right on the front of the bike. It's West Biking. It's got slots, comes with the strap, so you can strap it right to the handlebar. Really nice. It's going to be a nice addition to this bike. Along with that, I've got a couple of new tires for the, I'm probably going to use them on the Himiway Cruiser that I've had. It's got 4,000 miles on it. The back tire on that bike is starting to get pretty worn. So I'm going to need to put on some new tires on that bike. And that's probably where these will go, because the Zebra already has brand new tires. I'm also hoping to get maybe a riser that'll lift the handlebars up a little bit. And I will be putting on the Zebra, I'll be putting an adjustable seat post. Now the seat posts I buy are the Suntour NCXs. I really like them. Even the standard spring that comes with them gives you a nice bounce, even for a bigger guy like myself. If you are really big and you need to get more support, you can buy a heavier duty spring from Suntour, which is really nice. And I'll also link that stuff down in the description of the video. So the Zebra will be getting a new seat post. I'm not sure if I'm going to get a new seat. This seat is pretty comfortable. But I'm definitely going to raise up the handlebars and get those pulled back so I can sit in a more upright position. I've already put a mirror on the side, but my son, for my 55th birthday, which was this last week, gave me a bike rear view mirror, so I might put that on the Zebra to see how that works, and I can do a review on this Fesky bike rear view mirror. It's cool that these electronics are only like $50. I mean, $50 to $60 depending on what kind of deal you get on Amazon. It comes with a 2-meter cable that hooks the screen to the camera that goes on the seat post. So it gives you a nice big rear view. I just got to figure out how to mount that either to the handlebars or get a handlebar extender. I'm not, because you can get a handlebar extender. I got to figure out what to do with that before I put that on, but that may be its own video when I do that. But all these parts came from HimiZone. Definitely check it out. Again, the link is in the description, and I will be getting parts for the bikes from them if possible. I will go there and I will do that because I know that it'll fit the bike that I've got. I've got I've got a Cruiser step through and a Cruiser standard. I've got my Zebra. When I order parts from there, I know that they're going to fit the Himiway bikes, which is a really cool thing. I also wanted to mention that Himiway is offering 5% off from the HimiZone store on Amazon. To get that, you use discount code TURTLE95 off, which you don't get 95% off, you just get the product for 95% of its displayed value. So you get 5% off, which is still, hey, it's better than nothing, right? Also, I did want to mention, if you go to the Himiway e-bike website, and I'll put a link to that, my affiliate link to that site down there, they're offering 2 discount codes on the Zebra itself through the main site. The first one is 150 Zebra. I'll put that in the description of the video. That gives you $150 off of a single Zebra. And they're also offering a 350 Zebra. So if you buy 2 Zebras, you get $350 off. So check out those discounts. Might be a good opportunity for you to pick up a nice bike at a good price. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. Anyway, if you made it to this part of the video, go check out HimiZone. I appreciate you for taking the time to watch my videos, and I will catch you next time. Have a good one.